Hey, this is Jeff Valdon coming from you from Central California again, and wanted to follow up from the last video that we had talking about how you could have a sensational life. Today I'm going to talk about who is our greatest teacher, and this is going to probably surprise you a little bit, but the best teacher out there is children. And the reason I say that is because children do not understand inhibitions. They do not understand impossibilities. All they understand is their world and going after what they want. If you remember when you were a child, not walking wasn't an option. I mean, you sat there, and in fact, I think God made it that way because we had diapers, so because we were going to fall on our tails so many times. But I think that with a child, if you really watch a child, they will do whatever it takes to get what they want. You tell them no, you scold them, you punish them, you do everything you can, they're still going to go after what they want. And then you ask the child, why did you do this? And they can't tell you. All they see is what they want, and they go after it. They're not held back by inhibitions and the things that we're taught throughout our lives. They say that we've been told no like 50,000 times by the time we're 5 years old. So we're really programmed to not go after what we believe in. We're programmed not to listen to the desires within our hearts. And when we have passions and desires, what stops us is all the things that we've been taught from a child. You know, they say that we're by the age of 5 that 80% of our personality is already formed, and 75% of what we already know is by the age of 5. So it really shows you um, how much we're impacted by the time we're 5 years old. So, I want to encourage you to really watch a child, and it talks about it in the Bible. Christ says, the child is the greatest teacher of all, and we're supposed to have childlike faith. And what does that look like? It means, acting on inspiration. If you watch The Secret, you watch Law of Attraction, a lot of stuff has to do with you taking immediate action on any of your desires. And if you listen to Bill Gates, he was interviewed, and they asked him what was the secret to his success. And the first one is to see the future of an industry. The second was being at the right place at the right time, and the third was take immediate action. Seeing a lot of things that happens with people is that they start something, and then all of a sudden they start hearing the naysayers and all the people around them, and they start telling themselves that they're not worthy and not capable of doing whatever there is that their heart wants them to do. And I believe that that's where we really live, is when we're in that moment where we're uncomfortable, where we're afraid, we're anxious. I think that that's where we really feel alive. A lot of people call them adrenaline junkies. The guys are crazy, which, I understand that. I used to be that way once upon a time. But it's not about being crazy. It's about understanding what your heart's desire is and not having fear get in the way of doing it. And there's so many people out there that know that they're not living their lives to their potential, even close to their potential. So what they do is that they want to drag other people down to be where they are. I mean, if you listen to John Maxwell, he's got a great story of the monkeys, and he talks about there's 5 monkeys in this cage, and what they do is they put a pole up, and on top of the pole they put this whole lot of gross of bananas, and the first monkey climbs up to get the bananas, and they just drench the monkey with cold water. Obviously he goes back down, and then the next one does it, and they do the same thing with it, and then eventually all these monkeys in that cage do not attempt to go up the pole anymore to get the bananas because they're going to get wet. So what they do is then they put a new monkey in there. Well, at this point, they don't even have to get the monkey wet anymore because the new one tries to go up the pole and the old one's drag him down. And that's just what happens to society, is that so many people have been brought down, and it's sad. I mean, there's so many people that have been brought down that they don't even understand what they're supposed to be living for. They don't have a purpose in life, and they just waste it away because everybody's telling them that they're crazy because they want to step out of what the norm is. And thank goodness, the Wright brothers or Henry Ford or Thomas Edison. I mean, you look at guys that have achieved great things, and what they've done is they had a vision, like we talked about last time. They had a vision and they went after it, and they didn't hold back for anything. And really, failure is not an option if you choose not to quit. The only reason you really fail is because you quit. Because everything we do, we learn as a child does. I mean, some of my greatest lessons are because of my most painful experiences. They taught me not to do that anymore. And it's all about, like Jim Rohn talks about, is mastering disappointment. Once you master disappointment and understand that it's all part of the learning process. You're going to go great places. You're going to go excel at whatever it is that you want to do. You know, I've had many dreams that I've fulfilled within my life, and I have many more to do, but my life isn't about me anymore so much as it's about being able to help other people and use what I've learned within myself. If you get in touch with who you are, you get in touch with your fears, your resentments, your anger, your unforgiveness, your pain, all the things that stand in the way between you and your goal, that's when you'll really find out who you are. And once you're there, then you're able to get intimate with other people, and you're able to get intimate with God. And like I said, I don't know where you're at with your spiritual forces. I'm a strong Christian, and I can't get intimate with God until I get intimate with myself. And I don't know where to let God into my heart unless I know where those dark areas are, those areas that I need to be strengthened and encouraged in. And that's what a child does. A child will walk up to you and they'll hold up their arms and they'll say, "Lift me up." They will, I mean, they just point. I mean, children train us how to treat them. And so does other people in our lives. And it's real important for us to do as a child. And the emphasis, not the emphasis, but more of the pureness of a child is incredible. You give a child a bunch of Lego blocks, and they're not going to understand structural integrity. They're not going to understand geometry and all these things. They're just going to build. They're going to build at their heart's desire, and they're going to create incredible things. And that's where we're supposed to be. Is get inside, find out what you need to do, find out what stands in the way, and please, for your own sake, find out what it is that you want to do, because who is it to decide what your credentials are? I mean, who is it to say that you can't paint? Who is it to say that you can't write? Or whatever it is that you aspire to do, you can do it, and you can do it better than anybody else because it's your way. It's, you know, I can call myself a doctor because I'm more in touch with myself than more psychiatrists out there. It's just I've spent 20 plus years finding out what is getting in my way that's preventing me from achieving the things that I want to achieve in my life. And you can do the same thing. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it's scary. But a child is our greatest teacher. And the other greatest teacher we have is the people that do the things that we don't like to see done. I mean, everybody is a teacher to us. We can either be attracted to them because of who they are and what they represent, or we can be not repulsed, but we can, you know, stay away from them because they project a negative energy, and that's something that we don't want a part of our lives. And a child will do that. A child will go wherever there is positive, nurturing, until they've been conditioned otherwise, where the negativity and all the other things that hold us back becomes comfortable for them. So watch your child. They're great teachers. And, you know, start reading great books. Like I said in the last one, I think I mentioned Think and Grow Rich. It's a great book. Another great book is The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. Huge impact on my life because we slowly dig our graves with our teeth. It's the little things that add up over time, and compounding interest, and we just change one little thing every day about our lives, and in a year from now we'll be way beyond anything that we ever imagined. So again, thanks for stopping by and watching this video, and hey, I'll see you at the top, not from the top, but at the top, because you deserve the best. Thanks, and have a great day.